All right, guys, welcome back, and we are in round number 2 here. And I don't think I'm going to mulligan this one. While it is a little shaky in the sense that we need some blue mana, we have plenty of rips at blue mana, and also we can cast anything that's not blue. So I think this is probably a keep. Also, we have like our best card, Sai. So let's see what happens here. We can play Centaur Healer or Vidugazi Guildmage as well if we happen to draw those. But there is our blue mana source right on time. And so we'll be leading off with the Stealer of Secrets. Most likely, let's see what he plays. Nothing. That's a good news. All right, so Stealer of Secrets or Selesnya Sentry is the decision point here. He's likely going to play something that can get in the way of either. But I think I'm going to lead with the Stealer here. In the case that he doesn't find something that can block the Stealer of Secrets effectively, then we're going to be really happy that we have it out there because it can actually get in for damage. And sure enough, or excuse me, not get in for damage, get in for card draw. And sure enough, he does not have anything that can block it this turn. So this is a really good position because we get to get a card out of the deal here and one less damage, but a card is worth a lot of damage probably. All right, and we've drawn a Rune Wing, and I actually like just running out the Rune Wing here. We can go for a little bit more. We can go for a bigger hit with the 3 power, but I like the fact that we're going to have a flyer here because it's very likely that he's going to play a creature, and most creatures are on the ground. All right, so he's just done nothing here. This is an interesting position, actually. We've got a choice to make here, kids. So we're going to be attacking with the Rune Wing either way. We don't care if he activates this and blocks. The question is, do we want to attack with the Stealer of Secrets, Stealer of Secrets, or do we want to play Knightly Valor on it and then attack? He's representing, the card that he most likely has here is Hussar Patrol, and that does play around it. Now, if he's got like a bounce spell, if he's got Dramatic Rescue or something, then he can get us pretty good and blow us out on our Knightly Valor, and that's not something that we're really interested in doing here. That said, if we decide to play around Dramatic Rescue, then what that means is just attacking with the Rune Wing and then playing a Selesnya Sentry, which is pretty boring. So you know what? I am going to go for it here. I'm going to go for the Knightly Valor. I think that he has a Hussar Patrol and not the Dramatic Rescue, and I want to take the risk because if it does come in for us, which it looks like it has, then we get a huge hit of damage in. We increase our board presence excuse me, significantly, and we also get to potentially draw an extra card here, and that's exactly what's happened. Wow, we've drawn a really good one too with Void Wielder, and he just has nothing. So I don't know how you can have this many colors and that much mana and that many cards in hand and just really have nothing in your hand, but that's exactly what's happened here. So we must have a Wrath effect. What is going on here? Armada Worm. Okay. Armada Worm's a good one. I can't lie. All right, so let's start things off by void wielding away this worm token. I really want to make sure that he doesn't get a populate trigger on it. And it's a good start for us. It also is going to prevent him from attacking, and we do still have at least something of an attack here. Next turn, we can play 2 Selesnya Sentries and put a lot of pressure on him. We could also, if we wanted, go for an Inspiration, try to hit like, we're going to get a draw step plus 2 draws. We can hit like one of our 2 arrests plus a land, and we can get him, but that feels a little bit riskier. He's going to Inaction Injunction our Rune Wing, and he's probably just going to pass it. Well, actually, no, he's got 5 mana, so he's going to do something. Armada Worm is just a massive bomb. It's very difficult to deal with. There's not much we can do here other, well, 1, 2. So what we can do is play Inspiration, which I like doing a lot. I like playing Inspiration here and then playing a Selesnya Sentry, because if we Inspiration into an arrest, then we can slam it and hit him for not quite lethal, but for a ton of damage. So I think I'm going to play it that way. So let's Inspiration targeting us. All right, we hit a Tristani's Judgment, which is quite nice here. We're going to play a Selesnya Sentry. Now, if he does Wrath us, it's going to suck pretty bad, but we do get a card back off of Rune Wing, and we have a reasonable rebuilding plan here. I'm not going to attack. We can only get in for 3 damage, and we lose our Stealer. The fact that we have Tristani's Judgment in play means that we're going to try to get him on this next turn here. So let's see what his play is. He's got an Azorius Arrestor for probably our Rune Wing. Yeah, it is for our Rune Wing again. That's okay. Yeah, okay. So let's get him. Make sure I tap my mana better here. Take out the Armada Worm. This is going to give us a second Night token, and we're going to attack with everything. I don't care if he wants to trade this off, because then he takes 4, 5, 6, 7. He goes to 3, and he's getting pretty close to dead at that point. And plus we get to draw another card. So attacks. See where he blocks this whole... Okay, he's going to block the Stealer of Secrets. That does indicate that he potentially has... Oh, never mind. He's just got a Giant Growth. Okay. All right, I was going to say that it could be an indicator that he's got a Wrath effect, but that's not actually the case here. All right, he's got Rootborn Defenses. So, whatever. We took 2 cards out of his hand for him to get rid of 1. He still goes down to 4 life, and we're even going to get to follow up with a Frostburn Weird here. So, things are looking pretty nice for us. We've got lethal times 100 on the table. In fact, I wonder if I even need to play this. If he plays something like Eyes in the Skies, he can go block, block, block. He's still dead. All right, let's see what he has here. Horncaller's Chant? What do you got? Ooh, Sphinx's Revelation. Wow, okay. So you got Armada Worm and Sphinx's Revelation. It is good to be you, sir. In the meantime, though, you are going to take a ton of damage here. I think he's just dead. No Math Alpha attack. You got to love it. He's going to block there, and we go pump. Yeah, he's just dead. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So I'm not sure. He must not have thought that board state through quite enough to figure out that even if he did go off for the full amount, that he was dead anyway. So yeah, we're going to play a Dispel, and I'm actually going to run the Cancel in here as well. I think we can keep him off balance pretty well, and what I think I'm going to do here is cut these 2, because his deck seems to want to do big things, and I feel like if we can get some quick threats up, that's going to help out a lot. We don't need this anymore. All right, so let's take a look. We've got 15 lands, so probably just going to do a little of this. Yeah, I think I like this slim down build a little bit better against his bomb heavy deck. Also, the Dispel is going to be just a wrecking ball against his Sphinx's Revelation, so that's nice. All right, so we've got an Azorius Charm here. It's going to be interesting if we want to just cycle it. Let's see what we draw. All right, he's got a Doorkeeper to lead things off. That's a reasonable start here. Yeah, I'm probably just going to cycle it. We don't have enough action going on. We do get a chance to see what he does here. Security Blockade. All right, I guess we're not going to cycle it, because now I want to just use it to kill his knight. That's not going to be for a while, though. I wonder if I just block here. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to block here, because we're never getting through the Stealer of Secrets. We have a tough time dealing with the Doorkeeper as it sits, and I think that's better to... Well, of course, now that I say that. But, yeah, I think that makes more sense. So let's just... let's just get Eyes in the Skies going. Then we can go Keening Apparition, arrest the next turn if that's something that we're interested in. Oh, that's interesting. He decided to do that. Okay. Beat down. You got it, buddy. All right, so we're slowly developing up to a clock here. Unfortunately, it's like a ridiculously slow clock because he's got Security Blockade, which is going to basically blank one of these. And on top of it, he's got a 2/2. So not the best clock ever, but it is a clock. So let's Knightly Valor up one of our guys here. See if this resolves. If he's got the Dramatic Rescue, he can get us on it, but didn't have it last time. I'd rather just make him show it to us. All right, he's just going to prevent it 1 damage, so that I guess so that he can F6 here. Hey, where'd my... Did I do something wrong? Oh, there he is. Okay. I'm like, where'd my knight go? That was very concerning. All right, so he's going to take 3 damage here. Again, the security blockade is something that we can deal with if we want with our Keening Apparition, but frankly, it's probably better just to keep the Keening Apparition up and keep battling. If you play some crazy big enchantment, we'll be happy. All right, so he Tristani's Judgmented away our thing, and we just don't really have any attacks at this point. We can't cast Frostburn Weird. We can make him put Doorkeeper back on top of his library, but that's just like very unexciting. So we're going to attack anyway because he's not presenting any threats to us. And he's just going to prevent and block, so he just takes nothing. And we make a Keening Apparition for the turn. Pretty unexciting. If we can get this Frostburn Weird online, that's going to help out a lot. It can actually punch through this Doorkeeper. He's got a Rune Wing, sure. We're not super concerned about Rune Wing. In fact, we've just drawn our own here. I'm going to play it. And I'm just going to pass turn back here. He still has that stupid security blockade up. He's also got Azorius Key Rune available. And it looks like he's going to start milling us. He milled cancel. That's fine. We certainly didn't want to draw that at this point anyway. So this could be a problem going like way into the late game, but right now I don't think I want to use my Arrest on it. He's down green mana. Doesn't have any source of it right now, and he's just kind of poking away with the Rune Wing. It's not really doing much, though. All right, so I'm going to attack here. I can't attack here. I'm going to do nothing. Yeah, I'm just going to do nothing. And yeah, I'm just going to ship the turn back. You do get to mill me, sir. And he mills away yet another plane. So far we've been running good with his mills. He's milled away 2 cards, one that we can't cast and another one that we just don't want. And now he's going to play a Concordia Pegasus. All right, so this is definitely going to be one of those longer games. We're going to need to find a way to punch through a bunch of damage here. And we found at least part of one. And that just doesn't do anything at this point. He mills us. He had a Tristani's Judgment, so that's a pretty good one for him. We could have got an extra knight out of the deal and taken out any one of these blockers, but so it goes, I guess. All right, we've drawn another island. We're going to play it, and what are we going to do here? Can still take out that security blockade, but I think I'm just going to attack with this guy. Does he have any good blocks here? Not really. He can double block, but yeah, I'll take a 2-for-1 here. We also have the option of Azorius Charming if it becomes necessary. All right, so let's take a draw step away and get rid of one of his best blockers here. Okay. Well, the good news is that he doesn't get a token out of the deal and that I don't actually lose my Frostburn Weird here either. All right, so we just got like a bunch of cards out of his hand. Like that was actually a pretty good transaction for us, really. Hey, look, a Rune Wing. All right, I might just want to arrest this Concordia Pegasus. It's kind of harshing our mellow here. Like if we can just start battling, we can start getting through. I don't want to be impatient though. Selesnya Sentry, not the worst. Not the worst. We now cannot regenerate it though, so it's actually it's pretty bad. It's just going to trade for that most likely. All right, what happens if I just attack with like this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy? He probably goes something like trade these off, block this, block this, block this. So yeah, I don't actually have an attack there at all, so I'm just going to battle with my Frostburn Weird again. All right, he's going to make the same block, and I'm just basically going to do the same thing again. I don't mind losing my Frostburn Weird, but getting this thing out of the way is like a pretty big deal. All right, so we did that. That's a good start. And we'll play this guy and ship. And he hit our Skymark Rock. That was one of our better cards. Can bounce this thing out of the way indefinitely. So yeah, that was bad. I would have liked to have had that one. Yeah, you got it. Keep arresting. Rune Wing down. And we're going to take some more damage, but I just don't think that he has the tools to really win the damage race here that well, so I'm not too worried about the damage. Yeah, and this is going to help us even more. Yeah, we just got nothing here. Play a Sunspire Griffin, say go. Yeah, Skymark Rock would have been nice. For sure would have been very, very nice. Just trying to find some way to get some pressure on him because he's right now apparently doesn't have access to his green mana. There goes our Dispel, which is really disappointing. That's our main way to deal with Sphinx's Revelation, which is a card that can absolutely just completely take over this game at this point. All right, looks like he can hit us for another 4 to bring us to 8, maybe. No, he doesn't want to activate. Yeah, actually, we could just trade it off anyway. So he's asking himself if he wants to trade off Rune Wings here. He doesn't. Ooh, Martial Law. There's a card. Actually, let's just attack with our Rune Wing, I believe. No, we don't even. Actually, do we? No, we don't even attack with it, I don't think. Because we're just going to Martial Law it and start hitting him with these two. He can trade these off if he wants. We get to draw a card, so it's fine. But we need to have both of those in the air in order to do it. I guess I could have just arrested it. Just arrest the Rune Wing and start hitting him. He can just trade, though. That's the problem. All right, he picked up a Grove of the Guardian, but he doesn't actually have green mana to use it. So that's pretty nice. So let's lock down this thing. Okay, double arrest. Well, this does make things a little bit more interesting. If I arrest both the Doorkeeper and like an Azorius Arrestor, and I attack, then what happens? He wants to trade here or here. Yeah, that's interesting. I think I'm going to go for it here. Mill me first. So I'm going to have something left standing, even if I don't take out both of, if I don't do the arrestor. So let's battle here. Going to trade off this and this most likely. Didn't attack with this because I don't want him to just eat it for free. All right, so you're going to trade this guy off too? That's trading, we know that. This one's going to get blocked as well. Oh no, looks like he's going to go for a knight, so that's pretty sweet. What did this block? The Rune Wing? All right, give me a card, man. I want it. Hey, a Rune Wing. It's actually a very nice draw here. So if he plays some creature that we care about, then we can just instantly arrest it. Oh man, he just passed the turn back. That's not good. It often means that he's got like Sphinx's Revelation or something, but I guess we're going to find out because we're in the full beatdown modes here. He's going to prevent. He's going to take one from the same card though, so it's fine. Sure. All right. Yeah, he didn't even tap all his mana. All right, now he's got a forest though. So that's going to change things a little bit because he can actually activate these even if it's just a cost for activating Grove, so it's not an issue in that way. We should be able to race him. I can just arrest the token. Ooh, a Centaur's Herald. All right, so that's going to change the math significantly here. He's at 11. He basically just bought himself an entire turn with that play, although he also just made it so that he can't make the token now, so that's kind of nice. So still this guy so that we can get in with our flyers. Ooh, that's a good one too. I should have actually played it first. I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. So we get in for 5 here, theoretically. For 4 here, excuse me. Okay, yep, get in there. Inspiration in main phase because we got all this mana and we won't be able to use it up. All right, so he's got Dispel for it. All right. So now we know at least one of the cards that he was sitting on that whole time. He doesn't really have an attack here, I don't think, with Centaur's Herald. Or actually he does because he's got a whole nother turn thanks to Security Blockade. So yeah, he does actually have an attack here with that, which is pretty annoying. Seller of Songbirds. All right, so he is definitely fighting here. This game is far from over. Still the Rune Wing, though. And just attack here. I'm waiting to get a block in, and then I'll take out the Security Blockade, but... don't think he's going to block. Oh. I was wrong. Oh, he's got a pump spell. All right, so that's the last card in his hand is Giant Growth, and that does leave us with a favorable board here, although it's close. I might just need to arrest this healer, although, you know, we are going to be seeing the big boy coming in here soon with the Grove. So we're just going to take this hit for sure. Yeah, we're going to need to draw something here to make sure that we can outrace him. Because he's going to have an 8-8 on his turn. And right now, the best we've got is this. I think I'm okay with trading off a bird token here as well. I do wish I had green mana now, though. Alright, so he's going to make his token. We're going to block it and eat his security blockade. And hope he doesn't draw anything sweet. Because then I can arrest it and keep the Rune Wing locked down, and we can trade off these. And then have him on a 3-turn clock. Or we could just draw like Void Wielder like a boss and be able to keep a rest, which would be sweet. What do you got? You got one card in hand. You just drew it. What is it? Call of the Conclave. Oh man, that's a good one. Now we actually really need a, well, not need, but really want a Void Wielder here. All right, let's take a look at this board state. So we have him on a 3-turn clock, but he's got pretty lethal against us here. If I lock this down and arrest this, and he can attack us for 4, that puts us down to 2. Then we attack him back down to 1, and then we're just dead unless we can find a blocker. Yeah, I do think that's the plan here, though, still. Yeah, there's a blocker even. It's actually a very good blocker here as well, because it lives. It's not even a chump blocker, so that's good. So lock this thing down. Play this guy. And ship. Alright, he's got one card in hand. He just drew it. He needs to be able to interact with this over the course of the next 2 turns, or he needs to be able to get this thing out of the way, and even then we still have another draw at a chump block. If he's got a flyer, or if he gets lucky and hits his Sphinx's Revelation, we won't die that minute, but we're dead. All right, he's going to attack with both, it looks like. No? He's certainly thinking about it. He's just not going to attack with... He just drew a forest, so this is great news for us. We're going to lock this thing down, and fortunately we didn't draw anything very good, but we need him to brick one more turn. If he does that, then we can win this game. Okay, here's the big moment. We're going to be blocking this creature here, that way we don't die to... or he just played it. He just played an island, and we got it. All right, that was a close one. He never managed to hit that key spell, the Sphinx's Revelation, in that game, and even though he milled away our Dispel, which was going to try to stop it and really get him. So, all right, we're going to be moving on to round 3 of this daily event coming up soon.